Hello and welcome to hammackj's journey. Today we're going to level up a little bit more. We are currently 57. We just got that in the Droga mines. Let's get a zone. Now I'm going to do the same random as we did last time. So that's Lost Dungeon Norath. We're not going to do those right now because there's no real benefit until 65 and you get the maximum currency. That is not a experience zone. Western Waste. No. Temple Droga. I think we can do that one. I think that one's gonna work. I'm not gonna go freaking Western Waste. That is not gonna be a zone we're gonna get any experience in. Alright, Temple Droga. Let's go there. Jeez. Yeah. So this should be an actually good zone. If I remember correctly, this one was pretty good since it does get buffed at some point during the timeline. So the current version is like 2.0 or something like that. So it's pretty nice, and it's pretty cool that they updated a zone that didn't get much love during Kunark. There we go. Let's go to over there. Now, this, you know, it kind of like the whole concept of it, right? Like, kind of goes back to like the whole thing of how Everquest is, right? Like, I wish it was more of a living zone. Like, you know, like the zones don't really like, they're like bubbles, right? They don't change, they don't update, and I feel like Plane of Knowledge, the hub zone, should like update every expansion in some form or fashion, other than putting a second option on the on the stone clicky, right? I feel like that would make it kind of a little bit more exciting, in the sense that, you know, some old zones might get updated with some new content, not necessarily change the old zone in such a way that it's no longer what it was. I don't like taking content away, but adding content to the existing zones to kind of feed into the new zone, right? You know, like maybe have a new quest NPC that says, hey, here's a quest, go off to, you know, Torment of Velius and do some, you know, stuff, right? I think those kind of things would make it really more integrated to the whole, you know, having a, you know, like if we go to, like, this is something I was thinking about, like I thought it would be kind of cool if we go Planes of Power, Knowledge, right? Okay, look at the map of Plane of Knowledge, right? Like, kind of stuck here, and you got the evil there, you got the good there. I would say build another section right here, add some geometry, you know, or just, you know, cut these walls down, bring these walls down, move these stones so they go like this, you know, like spread them out, maybe put Plane of Tranquility in the center, and then have room for all the, you know, other expansion stones there, and stuff like that. That would be kind of cool, you know, start adding new stuff, like have the plane, you know, the Plane of Knowledge evolve over time and stuff like that. That would be pretty interesting, you know. And then if you come back later on, you do another Planes of Power expansion, you know, where there's more stuff, you could definitely you know, have room to update and stuff like that. Like right now they're like doubling up on stones, you know, as they go to the same one. That's kind of convenient, it's at times, but like, you know, some of these places don't even have stones to go to. Like there isn't a stone for Licinium. You still have to go from you know, Plane of Knowledge, Nexus, and then you sit around for a port to Licinium. You know, that's not as fun, right? I think there's some cool things they could do with making it feel more alive, and, you know, less here's the next 5 zones, you know, just something that would be very like, I don't know their tooling, but if you look at it from like a modern game engine example, right, like adding an NPC in like Unreal Engine or Unity is trivial. considering that like there's not much to them besides they stand there and some dialogue. So I don't know their tooling, but it, you know, it could be harder than what, you know, I'm saying. But it couldn't take more than a week to add a NPC, I would say. I would hope anyway. Because if it takes more than a week to add an NPC, their workflow needs to be updated. But, you know, adding that little stuff like that shouldn't be, you know, incredibly difficult, but you never know. I would love to see the world, you know, evolve a little bit, you know. I think that's one of the things that World of Warcraft gets really, really good, right? Is they update the main hub zones, like the Orc City and the Human City. They get updated probably every expansion. There's little quests and stuff. There's like, you know, the different phasing. So if you're in a different, you know, part of the game, you can go and you see it differently than a different, you know, timeline and stuff like that. And I feel like the little things like that kind of, you know, make it feel more alive and stuff. And you see all these people because that's the hub city, right? And the hub city in Everquest is Guild Lobby. Like that's where all the people are on this server because people want to get buffs and stuff like that. And it's, you know, I don't know, man. Just, you know, some spitball in there while we walk from zone to zone, you know, talking about some ideas. Maybe somebody agrees, maybe some doesn't, you know. I want to get some community discourse talking about different things that we could, you know, suggest to them. Maybe they can do it and get it going, you know. I feel like the MMO part is gone. Like, you know, you don't really need people to do things now. Like, I'm a proponent, you know, I like soloing. I prefer soloing in most cases because I'm playing 10 o'clock on a Thursday morning, right? And the number of people that are playing at the same time as me is a lot lower than like say prime time, you know. So I prefer soloing, but soloing doesn't discount the MMO aspects of it, right? Like seeing other players, you know, and you know, being able to help other players, but maybe not group with them. Like I know some games let you, like, same people attack the same mob. You don't even have to be grouped, and it's not a, you know, it's not a kill. You know, you're not stealing kills and stuff like that. It's, you know, there's less friction, right? I think EverQuest has a lot of friction when it comes to a lot of things, right? It's, you know, whoever does the most damage gets the kill. There's friction point one, right? You can't just randomly help anybody without stealing their kills. You know, that's kind of a, you know, a detriment, I say, because people like to help. Like at the end of the day, you play a different game, and you know you're having problems. You can, you know, get somebody to come help you, and they'll come help you, right? Things like that are just a little. I don't know. This one's light blue. All right, what do we got here? Light blue. Oh my God, are we cooked? It's got to get harder. We're just walking past everybody. This is, oh my God. It says 48 to 63 on this level. Here, let me see what the in-game zone guide says. Dro temple. What? There's 2 temple Drogas. Okay. It says 45 to 60. I got 48 to 63. So this could be the 45 area. I'll have to look that up and see where I got that 48. These are all light blue. Conveniently, they don't see in biz, so that's nice. Oh, there's a yellow. All right. We're doing good here. Now, which direction? I think we want to go this way. Yeah, the yellow. Yeah, that's the right direction. Oh, wait, there's a name right here. What's he? Is he up? No. All right, let's start with this guy. Jeez. Oh my gosh. All right, what do we got here? We got a gnome healer out. I don't like that. So we'll fix that. I think I was getting rebuffed. Let's get snare on this guy. There we go. Maybe dot him up too. There we go. And we did get a new life tap, Drain Spirit. It is, you know, much larger, right? 565 damage, so pretty cool. I know someone posted that, you know, life taps are most inefficient spells and stuff like that, but literally that's the only thing that lands on red mobs, so there's no other option, in all honesty. And I'm not too concerned about efficiency, right? Like if I was going for efficient, I'd box like 12 characters to, you know, protect this one with damage shields and all kinds of stuff. So it doesn't really matter to me at all if I'm losing a little bit of mana over casting a spell, because at the end of the day, it's, you know, these fights aren't gonna really matter too much, especially like we have clarity potion that we can click, you know, get that. Oh yeah, we lost our experience potion. Yeah, that's what we lost. We're going another ad here. All right, we got a noxious Drogan spider. All right, like it's like, you know, you can optimize the crap out of everything, right? And it's, you know, playing a solo character is not optimization anyway, because it's more efficient to have more characters. It just takes more effort. But at the same time, you know, if I had other spells, like, there's not a whole lot of direct damage nukes that you know, we get, right? It's all about that. Typically we would be taking a lot of damage right now anyway if we didn't pick Jane's Veil, right? It would be at least at least some damage. So that kind of helps us now, but you saw in the gore fight, you know, we still can able to do it. All right, we're gonna pick the Schweintor for this episode as soon as we get him out of combat here. I'm gonna go invis for a second after this guy dies. Yeah, 157 procs on the dagger. Nice. Or whatever, the sword. Looks like a dagger in a gnome's hand. All right, look at this son of a gun. Look at him. He looks cool. He's like, just like primal as could be. It's just a little too big, I think. I wish I could shrink him. Let's see here. We got a few here. Why not? He is on burn mode. Perfect. Look at him. Look at him go. Oh my gosh. I don't even know what expansion that guy's from. I think he's a Seeds of Destruction one. But I don't remember buying Seeds of Destruction on this account, so I don't know how I got it. Now, let me see here. Did I claim? There might be a different one. Let me see here. Restless Griffin. Yeah, I already claimed it. Okay. Copper armband. Okay, that's junk. I was wondering if I claimed the oh, what expansion is it? The Torment of Velius thing that's currently in the shop, or it was in the shop. I don't know if it still is. Yeah, these ones right here, the additional item bundles. A morph wand. Is it? Is there an illusion with this? Like, 'cause I don't see it. Oh, there's an orc. Okay. Where the hell did I put that? Oh gosh, I have so much junk. I have my my dragon hoard is full of these like prize items, and like, you know, you open the little crates that you get. I used to open those instead of get the experience potions for some reason. And my dragon hoard is just like absolutely full of these prize things. None of them seem cool except for. Oh, let me see if I can find it. This is the only one I claimed. Let's see if I even have it on this character. It was like some kind of flying squirrel or some shit. It was just like so cool looking. I don't think I have it on here. Might be on Gnomery. My paladin. Let's see here. Yeah, this is pretty good. This is still like 5%, but I think we're at that point. But they're yellow, so. Well, actually, what was the yellow one? 5%, 6%. So maybe 6% for the yellow. Let's click on experience potion because I prefer to spend less of my time doing this than more of my time. I got the raid itch, if you know what I mean. Go get the next few done. I got them all scheduled on my Trello board. I'm like motivated to get these things some attempts here. %, nice. All right, this one's red. This is Wine Turtle. He's swinging that big old dagger looking thing he's got in his hand. This is crazy. Oh my gosh. I wonder if the tank one has a different illusion. Because that would be kind of funny to have as a pet for going through all this stuff. Because I'm probably going to make him a ogre shaman. I think that's probably what he's going to be. Which, I wish... let me see, key rings. I wish there was a all gnome illusion, right? That would be fantastic. What is this? Junk. 8% for the red one. All right, I like that. Oh, was expecting those two to add on, but that's nice. Let's go ahead and get him snared. Now, I only use the snare because it's in the for the snare component. I don't use it for the damage. If when we get the AA snare, I will be replacing that with probably the life tap dot. I think that's going to be the best option there. Just to have that extra stuff. And I've been running mental corruption this whole time, which gives us more mana back, which I feel like is probably like the best the best option for the way I play right now. We're not taking damage, right, because of Jane's Veil, so being able to get the mana back is probably the best thing we can do. Plus, I'm chain life tapping anyway, so it is behooves me to get as much mana back as possible. What did I lose? Oh, that's temperance. All right, that's not a big deal. And I think it, like, when we get to Velius, I think it will be, I'll start rebuffing my character, probably. Like, right now, I'm not really concerned about buffs, because they just get dispelled. It's just like a nightmare. But we'll probably, you know, start really doing some serious buffing at, like, the Velius raids, I think. Because we're going to need we're gonna need every bit we can. If we attempt Velia's raids at 60 or 65, those are gonna be challenging. We might be able to take out Vindicator, but everything else is going to be an actual challenge, I think. Maybe the lower tier stuff might be easy, but the sheer amount of damage we're going to take is just going to be crazy. Kind of like how when we got stomped by Grumus, right? Like, he's, you know, I think he's a level 60, 65 raid boss, right? So we're going to probably need like 70 to even do anything to him, right? It's gonna be interesting to see. Maybe if we had like full intricate defiant, I think that's the best we can get right now. That might push us over the edge to be able to handle stuff more, but this stuff's not common. Now I have a full set of it on my Warrior Hamrock, and I might have to spend tokens to upgrade, but I really don't want to. So I want to save those for, you know, more higher end weapons. I think is the kind of where I want to focus that. But I have all the weapons that Hobbs used that are from all the raids, so I'll have to look at the ratios on all those and see which one would fit the best. There we go. This is not too bad. Let's see if I can grab that guy. I think there's a little bit higher level ones too. Like these ones are yellow. These are what, 59. So I just definitely think you could get to 60 off these. I think they get a little higher level, just a little bit, as you get down here to like the king and stuff like that. So, well, I guess we'll find out. There we go. Oh, blood. Kind of late to the game on the dot, but it's fine. Here, let's do this. There we go. We got our HP buff back. Haste is refreshed. And we're good. Alright, a red one. These ones are worth so much more. Dooming Darkness. Is this oh, it looks like the names are like totally random. So we're gonna do this, I think, and kind of like this little loop. We're gonna go ahead and do that. Come on. It's kind of nice. Like I don't have to like really worry about healing right now. We're doing experience. It's kind of a nice little bonus to get us leveling just slightly faster. So 8% for the red guy, which is a good number. They just last a little longer, but definitely worth it. Oh, we have 5 AA. Alright, let's grab foraging. let's get on that early. Alright, let's get on foraging early. So that's gonna be 2. And I'm gonna change this around. DOA 2. There we go. Inventory. And target him again. Now that'll just make it so that we'll auto inventory everything on our hand at the same time versus kind of like doing it and then not doing it. All right, 58. Ooh, I did not expect that. quick anyway. So we didn't get anything new at 58. 59 is when we're going to get all the AAs that we want, right? And 60 just gives us the spells we want, right? Like if we look down here, we're going to pick up Leech Curse, which will heals me for 100% of the damage done my melee attacks, which might be kind of nice for solo. That's the same effect that the 2.0 does, which at some point we're gonna have to do the 1.0 and then we'll have to do the 2.0 or I guess the 1.5. So we're gonna be working towards those. Now I know I don't think I can solo Omen's War Raids until 85, so that is gonna be a little work, and I don't think I have an extra orb on this guy. I think let me see here. I don't know what it's called. Orb. I don't know what it's called, so I'm not 100% sure. I might have one on him from when I did it with Hobbs and Friends, but I think we'll probably go and do it again, right? Like, regardless. I'll have to see if I do, because then I'll have to probably have to do like the Wizard Epic or something, just to get that like consumed, so we have freedom to get another one. But definitely definitely got to do that. And I've always wanted to make Gnomenregard a shaman, right? Like there's a Gnomenregard version on one of the TLPs that's a troll shaman, and I just don't like the way trolls look. So I'm thinking an ogre looks just like a gnome with like giantism, right? So that might be kind of fun to run around as a shrinked ogre and stuff like that. And then he can join Hobbs and Friends as a healer, or as a wizard, or as a mage. And I think that kind of unites my characters in a nice way. So we're gonna probably that'll be like a mini series. I think we'll do like a Hobbs and Friends power leveling session. I think that'll probably be sooner than later, in all honesty, because I kind of want to get that kicked off. It won't affect this series at all, I don't think, but it should get going. And then once they're high enough to not die, we'll be able to use them in whatever. But I gotta get everybody to 120 first, just so it's not, 117, just lingering out here. They're all like at 90% if they're not 118 already. Most of them are already 118. And that'll be maybe just a grind video. I'm just not ready to do the full, start an expansion kind of thing. It's just like there's more planning on that than you would really think, because you got to do everything in a specific order, especially in the Burning Lands. That's what's been holding me up, really, because it's not like after the Burning Lands it changes, and Torment of Velius is a good example, right? You can go to any of these zones in any order, and you can do these quests in any order you want, right? I could go do Crystal Caverns is an exception, but I could go to Eastern Waste and I can do these in any order, right? I've done this one like twice and it's always failed when I try to solo it. But I think they fixed the bug. But for the most part, right, you can go to these and do them in any order. Now, in the Burning Lands, it's not quite that. You have to do them in kind of this order, like the Grieving Soul and then this. Like, there's a very specific order to unlock specific things, and it's I don't know. I've done it, I've done it multiple times, but I've done it, the first time I did it was kind of like trial and error and figure out what I needed to do to get through it. And you can see here what is everything that got checked off is what was the bare minimum required to get Jane's Veil. And then here is like he's done all the missions. So it's kind of like you have to unlock missions to progress, and each plane inside of the expansion, right? Like the Traveler and all the, like each of these requires different requirements, and it was it's a bit much, right? So I'm you know, I don't want to like make a video and then like mess it up. I'm trying to, you know, it's just nerves, I guess, get to me. And then especially doing it with 6 characters, like trying to quest, is just absolutely abhorrently boring. Like I wish there was like a shared quests. That's what is really, like, those are the best. I like that those quests so much more, because then you just have to focus on, you know, really just playing one character. You got support characters and everybody else gets credit without having to like go and turn in, you know, 10 of this and 10 of that. It's just, I don't know. Carved wooden mask used for trade skills. All right. All right, where are we at? I think we'll jump off the bridge here, and then we'll go into the mines. I think we've kind of exhausted this. I thought this would go a slightly higher level. But unfortunately, it did not. Yeah, and this guy's light blue right here, so let's get him dotted up. Mark myself. Oh, and I found my Shield of Immaculate. It was in my bag. For some reason, it wasn't in my key thing, so I knew I had one. That's just a clicky cure disease. All right. Can't cure off that. Let's go through this tunnel over here. Definitely, I feel like 60 is obtainable here. No problem. Might be a little slow if you don't have the experience bonus, but I mean, what are we at? We just dinged, you know, 58 a few minutes ago. We're already 60% in, so it should speed up a little bit when we hit 60. So now, when we hit 60, there's going to be a lot of raids that we're going to go back and do what we can. I'm going to do Finnegal and all this stuff now, because I could have done Finnegal probably 50, no problem, but I didn't have the net of the deep sea yet, so it's kind of one of those things. That is a nice belt. Yeah, gives us a quest. I think this is a hot zone, so it's got different stuff here. Let's just get all these guys together here. Can you come too? Thank you. Yes. You're all light blue. I mean, just get over here. Are you really a fight? Why would you attack him? Get over here. All right. Get everybody snared and everybody dotted. Perfection. So this should give us a little bit of experience here. Let's see. $3% per. stuff's light blue though, so this is getting kind of. We're gonna have to like find something harder. Otherwise, I'm gonna get bored. Come on. All right. Let's go this way, but then let's turn here, and then go down. I think that might be might be harder. I don't know. And we got a slag trooper. These are all light blue. All right. If they don't attack, we're not gonna waste our time with that. Let's see here. This way. All right. We got a train. Perfect. And none of these. None of these are the named. All right. There we go. Sweet. My night reading glasses are ready. Apparently I have I needed night glasses for night driving and night reading because my LASIK is having issues with like lens flares. It's like the most terrible thing in the world. So they are ready to pick up this today. Thursday? Yeah, this is okay. It's not perfect. We need higher level mobs, and this is not feeling like that right over here. Wait, was he even con? No. His friend didn't. It's like his friend didn't even want to join in. Jeez. I don't even know where my pig went. That'll do, pig. That'll do. I really wish the map like had shaded regions showing the level ranges and stuff like that. That would be fantastic. Alright, what do we got here? Light blue, light blue. Alright, we want to go... I'm trying to go towards the king. I think that's where I'm heading. I'm just gonna pull like all this crap with me. Because they're all light blue, and they're not gonna kill me no matter what. Oh, there's a blue. Alright. Blue. Blue. No, we don't want to go that way. We'll go up here. Blue. Oh, yeah. Do your job, Swinetour. Do your job. You're just soloing these guys. Let's kill them all right here, guys. It's kind of funny, honestly. Alright, what we need to do is tag every single one of these so that we can get all the experience here. I think we're getting them all. the stuns are real though, so this is kind of, you know, just how it is, I guess. But definitely getting some progress made. I think we're gonna hit what, 59 here in a few kills. Oh wow, critical drain spirit 1166, life leech 900. All right, we're starting to get some damage. I like it. Let's get this guy. He's almost dead. $59. All right. Just kind of switch target there for a second. We got Fear Resistance 4, Improved Bash. So now we can two-handed bash, Unholy Steed, Leech Touch, Soul Abrasion, Double Riposte, Spellcasting Reinforcement, Mental Clarity, Natural Durability, Regeneration, and Companion's Discipline. So that allows us to tell our pet to hold, I think. That'll be fantastic. So let's see here. If we go to can purchase, can activate. Leech Touch is a new ability. We'll put that right there next to that. That'll give us. That's almost like, it's almost like a lay on hands, except more of a nuke. It's kind of nice. There's a guy behind us. And let's see here. Let's turn off that. Soul Abrasion. The base damage of my triggered life taps and stuff will go up now. Perfect. Oh yeah, we got 1118 proc the crit there. Very good. Very good indeed. What are we at? 15%. So this is going quick. Hopefully there's some yellow, not yellow, even con ones. I think is what we're gonna see. I don't think we're gonna see anything better than that. Kind of wish I had tracking to kind of look on track and see what we got around us, but. Perfect. And we're out of mana, so I think what I'll do is I'll take a little med break real quick and get some mana. It looks like we lost our mana buff anyway, so need to get that going, and we lost clarity. Alright, it looks like it's gonna be like blues and stuff until we find something harder here. Let's see here. They sent a text, they sent an email, and they sent a voicemail saying that my glasses are ready. That is crazy. That has a lot of notifications. I hate notifications. I despise getting any kind of sound out of my phone. It's just like, I don't know if anybody else is the same way, but I have Ring cameras, right? And every time the wind blows and a tree moves, the damn thing like sends me, you know, motion detected stuff, and it's just like this most annoying sound in the world. And my dogs have realized what it means, and that there's, you know, there could be something on the property, and they go insane. It sets off a chain reaction of hatred towards this stuff, right? And I don't know, it's just like annoying. There we go. All right, how close are we here? 45%. So that's we're gonna get 60. And I got some new spells, right? I got Terror of that, new heal, and that's about it. But we did get a new Call of Darkness, which gives us a mana regen, plus I'm still using Mental Corruption. So those are pretty good. The Call of Darkness only lasts like 8 minutes or something like that. So it is terribly disappointing, but I don't believe we have extended enhancement yet, so let's see. And I'm using Spell Haste right now as one of my tributes. I'm gonna start I'm gonna start donating. I'm gonna make Nomregard the leader of this guild. And then I'm gonna start donating stuff to the guild so I can steal more tribute buffs, because that'll be hilarious. I have like a ton of crap in the guild bank, and I think I could donate most of that, or just drop 1,000,000 plat on it and call it a day. All right, where are we at here? So these guys are blue, so I'm good with that. Let's get them. Now this zone, like we spent a lot of time in here on Hobbs and Friends in the new version that's in Empires of Kunark. Every single one of those damn mobs spins you around, and it takes a pleasurable zone and makes it annoyingly tedious when you get spinned around like that. It's just like I would spend more time there. Except for this, every time you pull something, you get spinned around like a total noob. It's like funny. I think more people would spin there. Like, but it makes it so you can't really AoE pull, because every pull, it you know, spins you right around. Like it's like, ooh. And I don't even think you come to the right spot, like when you come back around either. Like it's not like a complete turn. It's like this, you know? It's just like annoying. I think if they remove that, just increase the damage on it or something, I don't know. Be significantly more pleasant. Oh man, look at all those corruptions. Oof. That was nice mana regen right there. Like typically I go for the life tap ones, but I think I'm gonna go down the mana line as long as we need mana. I'm definitely enjoying it. I'm enjoying the extra mana, and that is kind of nice, because you know, we're not needing health right now. Obviously, that's only going to be a short-term thing. You saw that, you know, we can't just go in to kill, you know, Planes of Power raid bosses with impunity, right? There's some kind of limit there. I think it's either Velius or Buckland raid bosses that we can, you know, skirt past and cheese, but I'm almost certain that the Velius raid bosses are going to hit for in the, you know, 1500s. So we're still going to be taking 1,000 damage a hit. We only have 7,000 hit points, so that's 7 hits. We're dead. The Merc Healer is not going to heal fast enough, and our life taps are not going to heal fast enough either. So we're going to need a lot of hit points to be able to handle some of this stuff. So I think instead, like typically I go Heroic Dexterity for this. I think we're going to go Heroic Stamina, in all honesty. I think that's going to be the smartest play, is just stacking Heroic Stamina as much as we can, which will kind of actually work out pretty well, because I do plan on making, you know, he's going to be a Shaman also. And that is what Shamans use, so there would be some overlap on the Type 5s when we get to that point and stuff like that. So that'll obviously save me some currency. I don't know how much I have right now of all this stuff. Yeah, I got like 3,900 Restless Marks and stuff like that, so it's, you know, I got a lot. I think I give most of them all to Hobbs anyway, so he's probably got a bunch on him, and I can sell back all the stuff I don't use that's in all my stuff. And I think my Necro uses Heroic Stamina also, so it's like you know, it's like a triple benefit. If you get benefit more than once, it's fantastic. There we go. All right, that is blue. Light blue. Light blue. There we get him. Dirt criminal. Dirt criminal. What does that even mean? Does that say dirt? Yeah, that says dirt. What the hell is a dirt criminal? Did you steal some dirt? I mean, are you just so low that the other goblins think you are a dirt criminal? I mean, there's so many questions that could be asked. And there we go. There's our mana. Oh, man. Now let's pop this potion. But, yeah. I always get bothered by the details of things. Like, just like one of these weird... There's always some kind of logistic that I fixate on that doesn't add up. You know what I mean? And, like, I was watching some show with my wife, and I think it was like 90 Day Fiance, right? The concept is you have 90 days to marry somebody in America on a special visa, right? It's kind of when I first watched it, I thought it was like mail order brides kind of thing. But it seems, you know, like legit people. Like they, you know, they're traveling and they meet somebody and they want to get married, right? But on this last one we were watching, there's this like throuple. It's like three people that want to be married. And there's more. I have so many questions, and like they don't ask any of the questions that are like logistic questions, you know, like personal logistic questions in a throuple, you know. It's just like more questions than answers provided, and it's just something, I don't know. It just I'm like, what? Like it just, you know, I could ask questions all day long. I mean, the interviewer, people asking the interview questions, they're not hitting the right spots that the viewers want to see. At least me. Like I don't know if my wife had the same questions as I did. I was just like, logistically, how does this work? Like, and then you know, throughout the season of the show, you learn more information and stuff like that. And their whole situation didn't even make sense. Like, as someone watching it, right? Like there must have been more, and like the way the editing worked and stuff like that. It seemed like it was, you know, something just totally weird. There we go. Level 60. Alright, so we got Mystical Tuning 3, an extra buff slot. Innate Prowess 7, so that's more damage through our melee attacks. Weapon Affinity, which I'm going to double check before I say what I think it is. Weapon Affinity, more procs, yes. 60% chance to more proc. Persistent Casting and Power of the Nest. 4, what the fuck is that? Power of the Nest. There we go. Power of the Nest 4. Your devotion to the nest increases your total and maximum strength, blah, 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 by 3%. And your endurance. Okay, so that's something from him being a heroic character, I suppose. On the other one, we're up to 8,000 hit points, so I'm not going to complain there. All right, so let's level lock and kind of talk about the path forward. Immediately after this, I'm going to make an attempt on Shrakanon. And I think we can do it. The biggest part about Shrakanon that is going to be hard is the spell damage that he's going to be doing. It's like a poison dot. I am going to make sure that I have poison buffs from my shaman before we go into this. Just to have a little bit of extra protection there. But for the most part, I think we're going to go pretty much as we are. I'm just going to get a resist buff and maybe a hit point buff or two as we go into this. But there we go. Level 60. I'm feeling good. I got a whole week's worth of videos planned for us at level 60. So expect multiple videos a day, I would say, because some of these are going to be short, some of these are going to be long. Some of the raids are longer because there's more trash to kill. Some of them you just like swim into the ocean until you find a dragon. So we'll see how it goes, but thank you very much for watching, and please have a fantastic day.